Often consumers who are involved with a particular insurance company or bank or brokerage firm are really dealing with just a very limited selection of products that firm has available. We literally have the globe to choose from. Market loss, market volatility, increasing costs of living, called inflation, and living too long. The greatest fear that people have today, people over 50, is outliving their money. So longevity is a very serious issue. Market loss, volatility, inflation, and longevity. I would say with the hundreds of people that I've interacted with over the years, their peace of mind, the fact that we live in a very uncertain world. We see markets going up and down dramatically on a weekly basis. Our phones don't ring. People have peace of mind. They know that in a down market, their assets are protected. And if there is an up market, they participate. I recently had a review meeting with an individual who I first met in actually October of 2007. And he had been offered an early out from his company. He had the ability through their offering to actually take his pension in a lump sum. And he entrusted about $630,000 to us to put aside. Well, if you think of the timing, '07, it was shortly thereafter in '08 that the market took a great fall. But it was only this past year that we got together. He has been traveling. And we looked at his account. So from October and November of '07 through November of 2011. I asked him, I said, how do you feel about these plans? And he said, well, just fine. And that was less of an answer than I thought I'd like to see because I knew what had gone on. I said, do you have any idea if you had been in the market what your account would have done? And he did not. Well, the market was actually down 12%. His $632,000, to be specific, would have been worth about $550 something. Yet our plans, he was over $700,000, nearly a $200,000 swing without any exposure to loss. He is extremely grateful. Specifically, that vehicle, I refer to it as a hybrid annuity. Many annuities are inappropriate for retirees because they're very fee-laden. Those are referred to as variable annuities. A new annuity has been created within the last dozen years called a hybrid annuity. That's my word for it, a hybrid annuity. It has no fees, and it measures its return against the market. So if there is a market rise, clients' accounts increase. Yet if the market falls, they are protected from loss. I use the term they tread water. You will rise in a positive economy, you will tread water in negative. And that brings people a great deal of peace of mind, knowing they have no exposure to market volatility. There are actually four types of annuities. There's an immediate annuity, and let me give you a key word to that, pension. When you receive a pension from one of the major employers here, for example, in Detroit, that pension, those assets, those monies are typically given to an insurance company, and they pay you a monthly income. That is a type of an immediate annuity. A second annuity is called a fixed annuity, keyword CD, certificate of deposit. It's a contract with an insurance company that pays you a stipulated fixed return. In the history of the insurance industry, no one has ever lost principal in that vehicle. Very safe. Then there's the variable annuity. And the variable annuity, to me, is the negative annuity. It's very fee-laden. The average fees of a variable annuity, by the way, the key word is mutual fund. And mutual funds, unfortunately, can't be protected. But the fees within a variable annuity range from 2.5% to 4%. And if, in fact, the market moves up, that account will grow because of the underlying mutual funds. If, in fact, the market falls, the principal falls. That is one of the risks of owning that vehicle. It is not recommended by AARP as appropriate for retirees, primarily because of the fee structure within it and the risk of loss. And then there's a fourth annuity, and that is what I refer to as the hybrid. It is a combination of that fixed annuity that I mentioned and the variable. It has all the guarantees of the fixed annuity. It has potential of the variable annuity, but it doesn't have the fees that are tied into that variable annuity. So it brings safety to individuals, yet the opportunity for growth. The person that would fit the hybrid annuity is the individual that says, very simply, I cannot afford to lose money, or I've come to the stage of my life where I'm too old to re-earn the money that I might lose, or I've worked too hard. I don't want to lose money. Some people have invested millions and millions of dollars with us, and it's not that they can't afford to go backwards. They don't want to go backwards. Let me give you some studies that I have read from the Wharton School of Finance. That's a very respected financial institution. Wharton has done a study, the only real study of actual fixed indexed annuities in force. And they found that going back to 1997 through 2007, and looking at 5-year periods, for example, 1997 to 2002, 98 to 2003. Over those 5-year periods, the indexed annuity has outperformed the S&P, point on, 67% of the time. I find that utterly amazing. Here we have an asset class that is immune to market loss, yet it has beat the market 67% of the time over these 5-year periods. That's not my goal, by the way. My goal is to be able to beat the bank. People today are looking for safety and reasonable returns. And if we can bring them safety and the opportunity to do better than their typical bank-type return, I feel we've done our job. It just so happens that due to volatility, that these plans have absolutely beat up the market. Our clients are far ahead.